what are we doing now then?
Making the tunnel.
Making a tunnel. Tommy, what do you think we're doing?
Making a tunnel.
And what's going to go inside that tunnel, Tom?
A car.
The car?
Yeah.
What do we want to happen when we put it inside the tunnel?
We want it to move out.
We wanted to make it move.
Yeah.
What's another thing we'd like to make it do?
Make patterns.
We'd like it to make some patterns. We did that with the pen, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Did Tommy make it make patterns with the pen?
Yes.
Did you like that game?
Yes, and it goes like, and we went,
Did you?
Yes.
And do we want to try and make the lights come on the car?
Yes. I can't try.
So we said that we wanted to make the car do what?
Bump in.
Bump in, and then when it does the bumping, what do we want to happen, Emily?
We want it to move away from it.
Okay, so we want it to bump into something and then move away from it. And then what bit do we also want it to do that we've been working on so far, this magnificent structure?
Make the lights go on it.
Why will the lights come on then?
Because it's dark.
Alright, we wanted to make it so that when the car goes in the dark, it turns its lights on. So to set the sensors so that it can pick up light, dark, sound and the pressure on the front and the back, use the menu command. Choose the sensor option using the menu buttons. Menu acts as the OK. And go down to touch, make that on. Again, menu, sensors, sound, on, menu, sensors, light, on. And just to show you that that light is now on, there's the sensors menu again, all of them showing on. Put that there. Yeah. Once you've set the sensors so that they can pick up changes, you need to then program the procedures that use those sensors. Again, this is about using the menu, so include the menu option. But this time, instead of choosing sensors, we're going to edit a procedure. So use the menu keys to go down to edit procedure. Click on the menu. As I think it said there were 36 or 38 separate procedures that we can use. Some of them are dedicated. The dedicated ones are the ones we want, and they're at the bottom of the list. Now you could go all the way down slowly like that, or because it's a circular list, you can actually go to the top and it takes you all the way around. Here these are the sensors for sound, when the condition is light, when the condition goes dark. So in other words, when the environment becomes dark, what happens? So I'm going to try and program that one now. Choose menu to do the programming. There's only one programming command I want to use, and that's turn the lights on. To access that, I hold this menu key down for a while, and I get this set of options. And I just want to choose light on. And that's that done. So we've set the sensors for the conditions changing to light and dark, which will turn the car lights on and off. We're now going to check the sensor for impact. Again, choose the main menu. Again, edit a procedure. The dedicated procedure this time is the one called front. So we go to the bottom of the list by going all the way around, and then slide up here to front, menu. Now this time we don't want to change something like the lights on or off or making a noise. This time we want to change the behaviour of the car. If you hit something with the front bumper, I would suggest you probably want to go backwards. So I'm programming this to go backwards by 5 centimeters by pressing the backwards key and then the 5 key. And then I'm going to tell the car to turn to the right by a small angle. I'm going to make it 20 degrees. And that's how it's done. RT20 is the right turn, 20. And then once it's gone backwards and turned, clearly it wants to go forwards again by 5 centimeters, and then it will pick up the rest of the program. Now, in order to get the use of these procedures that we've programmed in the activation of the sensors, we need to use ordinary programming. So this time we're going to program the main program window here. All I'm going to do is make the car go forwards by about 50 centimeters. That will be just enough to take it through the tunnel that you saw the children constructing earlier. Okay, we've switched to the kitchen because the artificial lighting in the living room wasn't triggering the sensor properly. When we tried this in the daylight it was fine. This time of night when we're using artificial lights, it's not triggering fully with the energy saving lamps that we have in the living room. That's probably something to bear in mind if we're doing this experiment in the winter in a school classroom. So we're going to try and drive the car through the tunnel and show that the lights come on with the sensors. Okay, so we start by pressing the go button on the top of the chassis just here. The car enters the tunnel and triggers the light sensor. It stops, turns the lights on. As it leaves the tunnel, triggers the light sensor, turns the lights off. I'm going to film the bump sequence and show that the sensor on that turns the car through a small angle this way. We're just using the same, I've actually changed to 80 centimeters to get a bit more run at the thing. So here we go. Go button to make it operate. Front sensor, backwards 5. It's kind of eerie looking, it knows what it's doing. Right, we're going to modify the procedure slightly so that we can hear the light sensor working as well as see it. First of all, though, we're going to get rid of the main program that we've entered already. So far, the car moves forward 80 centimeters. To delete procedures, to delete anything from the screen, use the clear key here. Press once for each component that you want to delete. So that's there, cleared the screen down completely. We're now going to use the menu key to go into the edit procedures function, which is there. Press menu to enter again. I'm going to use the carousel of procedures. I'm going to effectively go up to come to the bottom of the list. I'm on the 37th procedure there, which is to do with detecting sounds. 36th procedure detects when it becomes light. 35th procedure detects when it goes dark. And that's currently programmed to turn the car lights on. I'm going to add to that a sound. Hold the menu key down for a few seconds and you get a change. You can see the different functions that are on there. We're going to choose one of the sounds here. I think that one there will do us. I don't know which one it is. Sound number 3. Press menu to enter. The procedure has been modified. Now when the car runs into the dark, it'll turn its lights on and it'll also play a sound of some kind, provided you've enabled the sound function. You can see that on the underside of the car. It's the second of the 2 buttons next to the power stud. Okay, so now we have a cleared main program and we've modified the procedure so that it should sound when it goes into the dark. We're going to test that out by putting in a very simple program. We're going to make the car go forwards, turn and reverse into our tunnel. When I did this with the children earlier on, we used the tape measure so that we got an idea of how far forward to make the car go and how far backwards to make it reverse. So we're going to start out by putting the tape measure against the back bumper more or less. I'm going to measure out a distance. Now we want the back bumper to come to around about here so that it's in line with the back wall because it turns on its central axis almost. So I make that a distance of 42 to 43 centimeters. I'm going to enter 42 centimeters, so forwards by 42. When it gets here, I want it to make a rotation. I want it to make a right turn, so it's going to do a right turn. And then I want it to reverse, go backwards, and I want it to go backwards by 5 about 50 centimetres. There's the 50 centimetre mark. Once it's turned and reversed, possibly not even as much. Let's do 45. Now, if that was all worked out, we ought to be able to press go. And here's our right turn to reverse coming up. If the car enters the tunnel, listen out for the light sensor being triggered. And the double horn beep at the end tells us that the program has finished executing.